So in 2026, Google is going to be getting rid of call-only ads. Today, we're going to go over what that entails for a lot of local businesses that are running call-only ads, and then strategy adjustments that you can implement for your business, whether you're running those ads now or you're thinking about running those ads moving forward, and how you can kind of adjust to all these changes moving forward. So if you're new here, my name is Chris. I cover all things Google Ads and local lead generation. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And let's jump into some of these changes that Google is making. So you can see right here, I just have the email pulled up from Google themselves. They've been talking about making this change for a while, and I've kind of known about this since last year. But the long story short is that they want to transition away from call-only ads and then have responsive search ads as the only option that you have for creating ads on Google Ads. And what that means for a lot of people is really you're just going to have to adjust your strategy. This is nothing new for Google Ads. They've been doing this for years at this point. It seems like every year or two, they're coming up with something else to change or remove, or whether it's keywords or ads and features and stuff like that. But from right here, you can see in February 2026, they're going to pretty much remove the option to create new call-only ads. So what that means is essentially if you have call-only ads in your campaign right now, they will continue to run. The second thing right here is you essentially have 1 year before your call-only ads will no longer get impressions. Now, I would probably bet on the fact that what's gonna happen is that Google is most likely going to start giving you fewer and fewer impressions over time as this year goes on. I feel like whenever Google phases something out, the longer you keep it in a campaign, the less and less impressions that come in. And I've been seeing with call-only ads over the past year or two, it feels like they're getting a little less traction in Google search because it feels like Google is just favoring responsive search ads so much more. So going to be a bit of an adjustment for some people, but it doesn't mean that you can't have call-only campaigns. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to hop into an account and I'm going to show you what you can do to, while you're not going to have call-only ads, what you can do to actually kind of still have a call-only campaign and how to adjust to these changes that Google's making. So the first step to this whole process is obviously you're going to have to create a responsive search ad. So instead of having your call-only ads, you're going to need to replace them with responsive search ads. And on this account right here, you can see I don't even have the option for call-only ads anymore. So you're going to come into your ads, you're going to select an ad group, and then hit this blue plus sign and you're going to hit responsive search ad. And the way this whole process works is you pretty much need to fill out everything on this page for an ad. The way responsive headlines and descriptions and everything work is you give Google whatever URL you need to send traffic to, which is we're going to touch on in just a second. You will need a landing page for this different strategy. Enter in a display path, and then you want to have all of these headlines filled out. So it's a lot of headlines. You want to have 15 different headlines, 4 different descriptions, get all of that filled out. And what Google is going to do is it's going to cycle through all those different headlines, all those different descriptions, and kind of find out the combination of all that works the best. And that is going to be the first step in this process. Is obviously you're going to have to create responsive search ads instead of call-only ads to ensure that you're still getting traffic to those ads. And then we'll hop into the next step right now. And then the next thing you're going to want to have set up is a call asset. So if you have call ads going already, you might already have this set up, but if you don't, you want to come over to your assets, hit the call asset right here, and then you hit this plus sign, and then you want to enter in the phone number that you want phone calls to go to. And the reason why this is important is it kind of acts a little bit like the call ads used to act, where it just puts a phone number on the ad right here. And a certain percentage of the people that see this ad will just call the number on the ad itself. So if you are in kind of an emergency service type of industry, people will sometimes just call this phone number. And this is sort of not really a replacement for call-only ads, but it is, like the same functionality of that. So make sure you have this set up. And it's really, really important though, to make sure that the phone number you put in here matches the phone number that's on the landing page, which we'll talk about in just a second. But before we get to the landing pages, there's one last thing you'll need to do on your campaign to kind of complete the Google Ads side of the adjustments here. Is you need to make sure that you are only sending traffic to mobile devices. So by default, if you're running just kind of a regular campaign, you'll probably come to this page and you will not see this here, but you will see just nothing here in these bid adjustment columns. To make it a mobile only campaign, you want to go into these 2 columns right here. So computers, we want to go here and we want to decrease that to 100. And then we want to do the same thing with tablets. So we go to tablets, we decrease that to 100. And then what that allows us to do is to only run traffic from mobile phones, because if we want a call only campaign, we don't really want to have people going, finding our ad on computers and then going to the page and maybe not converting. So we want the page to be tailored specifically to mobile devices. So this is the last thing you're going to have to do on the Google Ads side of things to make sure that you are kind of making a newer version of a call only campaign. So you want to have your responsive search ads, you want to have the call asset in the ad, and then on top of that, you want to make sure that you have only mobile phone traffic going to your campaign. And then the final thing we have to do, because you are doing responsive search ads now, when somebody clicks on that ad, they have to go to a page. So you need to make sure you have landing pages set up. And the biggest thing with the landing page is you need to design it in a way that will convert as many people as possible into phone calls. And as a bare minimum, you need to have a mobile optimized landing page that doesn't have to look exactly like this, but it just needs to work well on mobile devices. And the biggest thing that I need to point out here is don't put a form on it. Obviously, if you want it to be call only, the only call to action on that page should be a phone call. And typically, if you are running call only campaigns, usually it's some kind of an emergency service, whether it's towing, emergency plumbing, stuff like that. So it's going to be much easier to just, do away with the form on the page and then just have calls to action that say like, hey, need emergency services, call this number, and just have a big number that people can tap to call on their mobile device right there on the page. So the reason why the landing page is important is because switching to responsive search ads, you need to have kind of a mechanism to convert that traffic into leads. So obviously a certain percentage of those people will hit the phone number on the ad itself, but you need to make sure that the page that they're landing on is optimized for mobile devices and is designed to actually convert that traffic into phone calls. So you need to send people to a landing page, have a really blatant call to action for calling for, emergency services or whatever it might be right there on the landing page. And that is going to kind of round things out and give you everything you need to do to kind of switch from call only ads and Google removing those to having a bit of a different call only campaign instead of just having call only ads. So if you follow those steps, you should be able to navigate this transition away from call only ads, but still maintain a call focused campaign on Google Ads. So if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you watching. And if you are somebody who wants to DIY all of this kind of stuff, there's a link in the description below for a free Google Ads course video here on the channel that you can check out. Also, if you are somebody who doesn't want to handle this transition yourself, you'd rather have somebody else do all this for you, there's a link in the description below for a free consultation. You can fill that out. It'll get sent over to me. I can see if I can help you out and help you maybe try to deal with all this so you don't have to. But in the meantime, I hope this video was helpful for you. Hope you got a little bit of value out of it. And if you did, I'd really appreciate a like, subscribe, comment down below if there's anything else you want to see. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.